Yo, what's good guys? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the simple method to hitting 5 to 10K per month in 2025 while working a 9 to 5 job, or if you have like other commitments, this works for you. Now, why should you listen to me in the first place? Well, this was actually me here just 3.5 years ago. I was literally a freshman in college, sitting in this dorm room trying to make money online, and I was jumping from business model to business model, not seeing any progress in any of them. And here I was actually working as a lifeguard as well, and I was trying to make money online because I really didn't like the idea of going through the entire education system and then working a shitty 9 to 5 job for the rest of my life. I really deeply did not like that idea. And at the time, I only had a couple $100s to my name. And after tons of trial and error, I finally cracked the code, which allowed me to hit my first 10K per month while still attending college. You can see some examples of that here. And then I ended up dropping out, going all in, and doing much better from there. And this is really me now, where I just sit by the pool all day and work and go do fun stuff like scuba dive and travel to the Canary Islands and things like that. So who is this video for? Who's actually going to get value and get knowledge out of this video? Well, this video is perfect for you if you're a young man and you're stuck in college or in a 9 to 5 job that you don't like and you just don't really see a future ahead. You want something where you can level up and eventually free yourself from the modern day slavery, which is a shitty 9 to 5 job. And you're looking for a proven way to make your first 5 to 10K per month online, not chasing some shiny business model that's going to promise you to make millions overnight, or that has the potential to just crash and burn the next day, like meme coins, for example. You're frustrated jumping from business model to business model, making next to no progress. Maybe you've already tried things like drop shipping SMMA and they haven't really clicked for you. You really haven't found your thing yet. And you're committed to working hard towards your goals, and you're capable of watching non-edited videos like this and like more raw style content that actually gives you real value instead of me just like flexing my lifestyle on you all day. And like jump cuts and flashy edits every 10 seconds to keep your attention. Like, that shit's dumb. Anyways, if that's you, here's what you're gonna get if you watch this video to its entirety. I'm gonna give you total clarity on the best vehicle for beginners like yourself to hit 5 to 10K per month in the next anywhere from like 5 to 12 months is what I usually see from my experience. And I'm gonna give you a step-by-step strategy that you can use to leverage a booming trend right now in the market that is shifting, so that you can make money now, but also in the future. And if you haven't realized yet, the way to truly make money is by leveraging trends, making money, and then finding a way to stabilize it and make it consistent. And then I'm gonna give you a proven roadmap to get started as soon as possible with this thing that I'm gonna share with you in the second objective. So first things first, we have the 3-phase modern wealth pyramid. And these are 3 fundamental principles that you absolutely need to make money online. I've studied this for myself. I've studied this for all of these successful people that I know. And this is consistent with every single one of them, these 3 principles. So first things first, they've found a way to identify trends. Then they've leveraged those trends to make more money by picking the right business model. And then they have the correct mindset to actually capitalize on it. So for example, if you have the right trend and you have the right business model, but you don't actually put in the work and you don't have the right mindset, then you're probably not going to make it work. Just like on the same side, you might have the right mindset. Maybe you grew up doing sports and you have a really good mindset, but if you don't pick the right model, you're probably going to struggle, right? So all 3 of these things need to be dialed in, okay? So phase 1, identifying the trends. So trends are very important, but if you want to make money, whether it's online or just straight up in the real world, you need to understand this one key concept, and it's that 30% of success comes from identifying the right trend first, but then the other 70% comes from leveraging it with the right vehicle and the right strategies and actually putting it into work. But here's the truth, like, you can be in the right trend, but if you're using the wrong vehicle and the wrong strategies, you'll still fail. What do I mean by this? Well, history actually proves this over and over again. So a few years ago, you saw a lot of people talking about business models like SMMA or things like crypto, and people still talk about crypto actually. Some people made millions, but most people didn't make money. Why is that? Well, let's actually go back even further. Back like 20, 30 years ago, the ways to make money were like real estate, flipping properties, or even something like gold investing. Again, some people made money, some people got rich, but most didn't. Why is that? Well, it's because the trend alone isn't enough. The winners weren't in the right place at the right time. They had the right vehicle and the strategies to make it work. However, identifying trends is absolutely necessary to position yourself in the right vehicle to make money online. Right now, there is a trend that is shifting again. The question is, will you capitalize on it, or are you just going to let it go by and wait for the next trend? Well, let's prove it, and let's look at history. So in the 1884 gold rush, we have to go all the way back here. The promise was, oh, you can get rich by mining gold. This was specifically in like California and things like that. The reality was, though, that few actually struck gold and most people failed. Who were the people, though, that made money? Well, it was some of the people that struck gold, but most of the people who actually made the money were the ones that were selling tools to the people who were chasing after the gold. They were selling shovels, pickaxes, supplies, etc. to these people, and they were the ones that were making money. How they marketed themselves? Well, they used newspaper, word of mouth. They, found people in person. Back in the 1800s, we didn't really have like social media. And the end result for most people was that they lost money, they were exhausted, and they were disappointed. Because of this, like, they didn't get the promise. In 2025, we see something similar. It's just slightly different. We're in the make money online gold rush. And the promise is that escaping your 9-to-5 job, and you can make 10K per month online with things like SMMA, drop shipping, AI, affiliate marketing, TikTok shop, etc. Here's the reality, though. Few people actually succeed with these business models being promoted. Who are the people that actually make the money? Well, ironically enough, the people who are actually making the most amount of money, some of them actually do the business model, but most of them are actually the people teaching that business model. Those people that are selling courses, coaching, info products. How do they market themselves? Well, they use content on social media, they run ads, they have funnels, etc. And the end result for most people is they lose money on some of these courses, they burn out, they jump from business model to business model, and end up not seeing success. And so my thesis and my contention of this video is that despite what everyone on the internet is telling you to do about starting your own business or choosing their business model, in reality, all of these people are actually making their money by running the same exact business. So don't get me wrong, they'll tell you to go do copywriting, they'll tell you to go do drop shipping, they'll tell you to go do SMMA, etc. All of these people, though, they're creating content, running ads, building funnels, and they're taking attention and they're monetizing it through a course, coaching program, or online service. This is what I call an info product business, and this truly is the best business model to create generational wealth right now if we just look at the trends on what is happening. And so how do you actually leverage this booming industry to make money online by picking the right vehicle? Now, if we understand that starting your own info product is one of the best ways to make money online, how do you capitalize on that? And you might be asking yourself, well, shit, Trevor, then I got to create my own info product and I'm not ready for that, so I'm going to click off this video. Like, no, we're just getting started, okay? Do you need to start your own info product to capitalize on what's happening in this trend right now? No, and I'm going to show you how. The truth is, in order to create a legit digital product, one that's not like some scam, you actually need to be an expert in a specific subject, right? So if you have found success with dropshipping, you can start a coaching business or an online course around dropshipping. If you found success in fitness, you can do the same thing. Let's look at some examples. You have somebody like King Keto here, Brennan Carter. I help trainers grow their online fitness business. So he helps in-person fitness coaches transition to online and make money by doing online coaching. So he has an expertise there, and as a byproduct, you see this link right here, he's offering some sort of digital product. Same with somebody like Benji here, who helps 125 plus corporate men shred 20 pounds of body fat, right? So he has an expertise in fitness, and as a byproduct, he is offering some sort of digital product. Same goes for somebody like Brandon Forbes. I help online coaches scale by starting coaching businesses. Here's the problem though. You as a complete beginner, and if you're anything like me when I was first getting started, I didn't have an expertise. I wasn't the most ripped person in the world. I didn't have an expertise in fitness. I didn't have an expertise in making money. I didn't have an expertise in helping people start coaching business. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. That's the reality. On top of that, even if you do have an expertise, maybe you have one of these expertises that were laid out earlier. The reality is, even if you have this, you need to be good at tons of different skill sets to actually make one of these businesses work. It is the best way to make money online, but it requires multiple different skill sets. The list is endless. I just named out a couple here. So if we understand that building an info product is the best business model, but we literally can't do it yet because either you don't have an expertise or you have an expertise, but you don't have the skills required to run one of these businesses, what do you do instead? Well, the most logical step then is to learn a high value skill set. Don't start a business. Learn a high income skill set and go in and work with an entrepreneur who is running one of these kind of businesses. And you're gonna help them make more money and grow their business. This is what you should be doing because this is gonna allow you to make the 5 to 10K per month that you're looking for without all the risk of having to build all these different skill sets and make all these business models work, while at the same time, you're in the perfect opportunity to capitalize on this trend. Make sense? So the best high value skill set that you can actually learn and start applying into a business is sales. And more specifically, it's by becoming an appointment setter. So what does this actually look like? Well, you remember this guy that I showed you earlier. He helps 125 plus corporate men shred 20 pounds of body fat. Well, he sells a coaching program where he teaches men how to lose this weight. And he was making about $10,000 per month inside of his business all by himself. But then he ran into an issue. It's that he was doing all of this different stuff. And so what did he do? He hired somebody, you as an example, or you eventually, what you can be. He hired a person like you, an appointment setter, actually from my one-on-one coaching program, and his business scaled to 65K per month as a byproduct of the appointment setter going in, helping this guy grow his business and make more money. And this is like me DMing him like literally a couple minutes ago. He grew his business. He paid the appointment setter a percentage of his business. And in this case, this was David who went in and worked with this client. And David went from somebody, ironically enough too, who was failing with all these different business models, things like dropshipping, SMMA, trading, etc. He failed with these for 4 years. And instead, he started working with me. He started acquiring high value skill sets. He went in and worked with this business and he hit 4K in his first month. And we're just getting started. Like, things are gonna grow from there. And this was actually the main catalyst for me as well, that allowed me to go from just being like a literal broke college freshman, born in like an average family. Like, I don't have rich parents. They're both teachers. Like, I just had a normal life. I was working as a lifeguard. But after learning this and applying these principles into my life, after failing with some of the most common business models, I hit 10K per month in around 8 months. And it allowed me to have the 3 freedoms that just about everyone's looking for: financial, time, and location freedom. And fast forward to now, I actually use these same skills that I built here, these same high value skills that I've just talked about, doing appointment setting and sales. I use these in my business every single day. So these skills have been compounding over the course of a couple of years, right? You can imagine how that helps you. And here's how it works. So you have a business here that gets attention. They get followers, leads, comments, etc. You as the appointment setter, all you do is you have conversations with these people. And all you have to do is set up appointments. So you're not actually selling the product for the business owner. You're literally just setting appointments for them where someone else is going to get on those appointments and actually sell that offer. Usually this is what we call a remote closer. And then when a deal gets closed, you get paid a percentage. And so how it basically works is you would have to learn the fundamental skill sets of sales, which takes like 1 to 2 weeks. I'll show how to do this in a second. Then you're going to go in and work with an online education business that's selling some sort of high ticket info product. It can be a fitness coach. It can be a make money online coach. It can be a relationship coach. It can be a business coach. There's tons of these people on the internet, as you probably know, because it's trending right now. You're going to go in and work for this person, and you're going to help them respond to people who are coming into their DMs asking them to work with them. You're going to persuade them to book a call. On that call, someone else is going to sell the product, and you're going to get paid a commission if that person buys. So for every deal you close that gets booked, you receive a 5 to 10% commission of a 2 to 10K product. So if we go back to the David example, he hit 4K by helping Benji grow his business to 65K per month. He gets paid a percentage of Benji's business. So, and like honestly, the best part is you don't need to worry about all these complexities that you find in all these other online business models. You don't need to learn marketing. You don't need to learn funnels, ads, etc. All you literally need, a Wi-Fi connection. You must have that. You need a laptop. You need a phone. Ideally, you need a laptop and a phone. You need a basic level of like communication. You need to know how to at least like hold a conversation somewhat, even if it's just through text. You need about 3 to 4 hours a day to actually do this effectively. And you need to have a strong work ethic. Like, if you're just going to be a lazy piece of shit, just get off this channel now. You can't be helped. I'm sorry to say it. And the reality is too, with something like this, in most 9-to-5 jobs, you don't get paid based on how skilled you are. You go into that job and you get paid hourly. So if you do good work, you usually don't get compensated the same, or you actually usually get compensated the same as if you do bad work. So if you've ever had like coworkers that are just lazy and do nothing, like you still make the same money as them, that's stupid. The reality is, for something like this, you get paid based on your own skills and your own effort, which allows you to have the freedom and the capability to get better. And when you get paid, like, or when you get better, you get paid more. This is how it works. This is how it's worked for me over the past couple of years. I've gotten better and better and better at my skills, and I've made more and more and more money. This is just how it works when you do something like this as opposed to a 9-to-5 job. So with that being said, let's set the right expectations. So the reality is, most people go into online business models with what we call uninformed optimism. So they think it's going to be super, super easy. They don't really have all the full information that they need. And then they start trying it over the course of some time. And then they get to informed pessimism, where this is basically like, oh shit, this is really hard. I understand it, but it's really, really hard. And then they get to the valley of despair. The valley of despair is basically you're at the breaking point where you are highly contemplating giving up and jumping to a new business model. The problem is most people here, they end up falling into the valley of despair and not breaking through to the fourth phase. And then they end up trying the next business model. And then they start here again at uninformed optimism. And then they go through this all again. And you go through that cycle, like David, for example, went through this cycle for about 4 years until he started realizing that he had to just push through it. You get to informed optimism, where it's like, yes, this is hard, but I can actually do this. And then you have success. And so before trying any business model, the business model I presented with you is very good, but you need to understand what's going to, like, this will happen regardless of how good of a business model you choose. If you have the perfect business model in the world, you will still hit the valley of despair. I hit the valley of despair. All of my students have hit the valley of despair. But if you go in expecting and knowing that this will come, you're much more likely to actually push through it when shit gets hard. The good news is that your competition is probably going to quit in the valley of despair, which makes it really easy to win, like if you literally just stick with it and stay consistent. So now the fun part, how do you actually get started? Well, phase 1 is building your initial skill sets. So you're going to watch YouTube videos, books, trainings to learn the initial skill set of sales. You need to have at least a decent idea of what you're doing and what sales actually is. There's a good chance you don't even really understand what sales is. Maybe you do, but probably you don't. A book that you can read that can really help you with this is The New Model of Selling by Jeremy Miner. I have it back there in my bookshelf, but it's a super valuable book. It teaches you how sales has evolved over time and how it used to be something where you basically just shove products down people's throats and force them to buy on a call. And people got sick of that. So now sales has adapted to where you actually do the opposite. And it's really, really cool. Then you're going to want to understand the ins and outs of the high ticket appointment setting industry. So info products, you need to understand how these actually work. Then phase 2 is landing your first client. So once you build a fundamental knowledge of this stuff, it should take you like 1 to 2 weeks, then you go out and land a client. And so ideally, if you don't join any sort of like coaching program that can give you job opportunities like mine does, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build a profile on Instagram, clean it up, make it look like presentable. It doesn't have to be too crazy, just literally look like you're somewhat professional. Then you're going to begin reaching out to businesses, like usually 15 to 20 per day. Then what's going to happen is as you start to reach out to these businesses, you're going to start to get people that are interested in working with you. Then you're going to jump on interviews and you're going to crush an interview and land your first client. This process of actually landing your first client usually takes another 2 to 3-ish weeks tops if you stay consistent. Again, valley of despair. Some people quit right before they're about to hit their win. Then we're going to hit our first 3 to 5K per month just as an appointment setter. So you're going to land your first position. You're going to start working as an appointment setter. You're going to analyze what's working well for you and making you money and what's not. This is the same idea as what I said earlier, building skill sets. You get paid based on how good you are. So you look at what's working and what you're doing good, and you figure out what's not doing good and what's not working, and then you adapt. Then if you're in a business that has the possibility to do 3 to 5K per month, then you can move to phase 4. If you're not for some reason, you can consider working with a second client. I have a couple people who are working with, like, for example, 2 3K per month appointment setting jobs. Like, they're working both. They're still working about 4 to 5 hours per day, but they're working 2 businesses, making about 3K per month in each, as a quick example. And then what you're going to want to do, so appointment setting is basically like level 1. Once you master that over the course of like 3 to 4 to 5 months, you can ascend to what closing is, where now instead of just booking appointments for that business, now you're going to be the person that actually jumps on and starts taking those appointments and actually selling the product. Now, this is obviously a higher level skill set, but as a byproduct, you can usually make more. And this is how it usually works. Now, in this video, I've given you just about everything you need that you can literally go out and start doing this stuff. The reality is you can take just this video alone and just some of the videos on my YouTube channel and you can start making money with this. I've literally had people DM me on Instagram that said like, yo, I took your free value on YouTube and I made money. And I think that's so sick. Here's the reality though. If you're somebody that's gotten value from this, but you understand that working with somebody that has already gone through this exact same thing would probably help you, number one, speed up the process, but also make it a lot more likely that you actually succeed, then I have the perfect opportunity for you, because as I've alluded to a couple times in this presentation, I run a one-on-one coaching program where I help young men, specifically, only young men. I help you guys learn how to make 5 to 10K per month online. And basically what we do is we go through this roadmap, but there's a couple things that we do different. So for example, this phase 1 of building initial skill sets, I can actually go in and provide you a lot more in-depth detail around building the skill set rather than you going out on your own and like watching other people's YouTube videos, reading books, etc. So I can give you a lot more value there. That's number 1. Number 2, landing your first client. So for me, over the course of a couple of years of growing my businesses, I have connections with people that actually need appointment setters. So you can essentially skip all of this stuff by working with me one-on-one, and I can directly place you inside of some of the businesses that need your help desperately. So that speeds up this entire process pretty much. Third thing here, I can help you better analyze what's working and what's not working. Rather than you trying to figure it out on your own, I know what works and what doesn't work. I did this 3 years ago. I've been doing this basically every day since. So I know what works and what doesn't. I've literally reviewed hundreds of thousands of DMs. I've sent tens of thousands of DMs myself. So you can imagine, I know what I'm talking about. And so if you're looking for more of a surefire way to guarantee your success with making money online, again, I provide a one-on-one coaching program that helps you solve all of the above. The link to apply to that will be in the description. It will cost money. That is an investment, but if you're ready to take it serious and you're ready to change your life, then that shouldn't be an issue for you. And so what you can do then is, if you're somebody that's ready for that, you can book a call using the link below in the description. You and I can jump on a quick conversation, quick Zoom call, 30 minutes or so. First, I'm going to figure out if I can even help you, because based on where you're at in life, maybe I can't even help you. But if I can, then I'll walk you through what I do. I'll go in even more detail, obviously, on a one-on-one call. And if you're ready, we can get you started. But other than that, guys, hopefully you guys got some value, and you guys take care and have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.